Today we're going to cover 5 large sets in Compton, California, Crips and Bloods.
How many gangs here tonight?
About 10.
Are they all friendly to your gang?
Yeah, I know them all, man. They real cool with us.
Oh, you got the OGs.
Grape Street there. Come on, buddy, right here from.
Oh, that's Pocket, Quarter Pocket Crip. Quarter Pocket Crip.
North side must be the old gang.
In the heart of Compton, California, a city known for its musical innovation and vibrant culture, lies a complex and often misunderstood web of gang affiliations. Today we're going to dive into histories and dynamics of 5 sets with the largest areas in Compton within the Crips and Bloods, 2 of America's most notorious gang organizations. Originating in Los Angeles in the 1960s, the Crips have grown into one of the largest and most infamous street gangs. As a response to the Crips' growing influence, the Bloods are equally renowned. At number 5, we have the Southside Compton Crips.
They talking about shit, ganger.
Oh my guys, yeah, man, all my man, yeah, man. Hey, come on. Real gang.
The Southside Compton Crips, hailing from Compton, California, control the largest territory in the city. Their domain extends from Alondra Boulevard in the north down to Greenleaf Boulevard in the south, and is framed by Santa Fe Avenue to the west and Long Beach Boulevard to the east. Parts of this territory overlap with that of the Compton Barrio Topos and Compton Barrio Seventies, both of whom are considered allies. The Southside Compton Crips maintains alliances with several other Crip sets, including the Nutty Block Compton Crips, the Atlantic Drive Compton Crips, the Ducky Hood Compton Crips, the Ward Lane Compton Crips, the original Swamps Compton Crips, and the original Front Hood Compton Crips. This gang gained national attention in 1996 when Orlando Baby Lane Anderson, a Southside Compton Crip member who was suspected of being involved in the murder of the rapper Tupac Shakur. Since that incident, the Southside Compton Crips have found themselves in an ongoing intense rivalry with various Piru sets, such as the Mob Pirus, the Elm Street Pirus, the Luna Park Pirus, the Cross Atlantic Pirus, and the Fruitown Pirus. The conflicts of Southside Compton Crips extend even to other Crip factions. They have been in disputes with the Santana Block Compton Crips, the Palmer Block Compton Crips, the Kelly Park Compton Crips, the Neighborhood Compton Crips, the Pocket Hood Compton Crips, and the Anzac Great Compton Crips. And more recently with several gangs associated with the Rolling Hundreds Crip card, including the Underground Crips, the 113 Original Block Crips, and the 104 Gangsta Crips. At number 4, we have the Santana Block Crips.
Eastside Santana. What they call you, man?
Call me Reg.
Reg?
Yeah.
You OG Reg?
Yeah, original.
Original gangster, huh?
Right, that's gang.
All right.
Most gangs don't have a particular leader, but they have a group of guys who are considered more or less their leadership. The fellow that you just mentioned is a very active gang member. He lives and eats gang banging. He's been arrested over 20 times since he's been an adult, and I think that's only been the last 2 or 3 years, and has an equal record prior to when he's a juvenile.
I don't call myself a leader. I don't like nobody saying I got boys, because I don't like that. You know, but somebody have to do the thinking, you know. And I'm the only one around, don't get high, don't smoke dope or nothing, so I figure I can do the thinking.
Like rock. And all that. Yeah.
Tiny gutter ass.
Yes. State your name, gangster. Hey, state. Yeah, and all that. Lock, what's the deal, cuz? Yeah, we out here. Hey, state your name, gangster. Yeah, for sure. State your name, gangster. What's happening?
The Eastside Santana Block Compton Crips emerged as a prominent African-American street gang on the east side of Compton, California in the late 1970s. They have noteworthy status of being one of the oldest Crip gangs to form in East Compton. Originally called the Santana Boys in 1976, with founding members including Kim Bullet Tate, the gang underwent transformation. By 1978, under the guidance of Ken Yogi Tate and Rob Franklin, several sets around the Oaks Park area united under the Santana Block Crips name. The murder of Bullet in April 1978 at the hands of a Lewis Park Piru member marked a turning point for the gang, leading to their becoming one of Compton's most active Crip factions. They embarked on hostilities with the Lewis Park Pirus and other Piru sets, such as the Elm Street Pirus, the Port Atlantic Pirus, the Fruittown Pirus, and the Mob Pirus throughout the late 1970s and early 1980s. Recognized as one of the earliest Crip sets to form in Compton, the Santana Block Compton Crips have developed a significant list of enemies, including the Atlantic Drive Compton Crips, the Southside Compton Crips, the original Front Hood Compton Crips, the original Swamp Compton Crips, the Carver Park Compton Crips, the Acacia Block Compton Crips, the Spooktown Compton Crips, the Farm Dog Compton Crips, the Ward Lane Compton Crips, the Ducky Hood Compton Crips, the Nutty Block Compton Crips, and the Motor Park Compton Crips. Also the Park Village Compton Crips, and the Compton Vario Tortilla Flat, and also the Compton Vario Logo 36. On the other hand, the Santana Block Compton Crips maintains allies with the groups like the Pocket Hood Compton Crips, the Palmer Note Gangster Crips, the Palmer Block Compton Crips, and the Anzac Great Compton Crips. They are also known to have relationships with the Compton Vario Tresse gang. At number 3, we have the Lewis Park Pirus. The Eastside Lewis Park Piru, a prominent African-American street gang, originated in Compton, California. Initially known as the Lewis Park Hustlers, this gang played a key role in creating the Blood Alliance during the 1970s. As the largest Eastside Piru set, their territory extends from Bullis Road in the west to Atlantic Avenue in the east, and between Compton Boulevard in the south and Rosecrans Avenue in the north. During the 1990s, members of the Lewis Park Pirus were employed by Death Row CEO Suge Knight, primarily serving in security roles. The gang's closest allies include Elm Street Pirus, the Cross Atlantic Pirus, the Hollywood Pirus, and the Centerview Pirus. Historical enemies of the Lewis Park Pirus include the Kelly Park Compton Crips and the Santana Block Compton Crips, with this beef dating back to the late 1970s and early 1980s. Most recently, since 2001, the Lewis Park Pirus have engaged in conflicts with the Compton Vario 70s and the neighborhood Compton Crips. The gangs mostly beef with all Compton Crips, especially towards the Kelly Park Compton Crips, the Ducky Hood Compton Crips, the Ward Lane Compton Crips, and the Southside Compton Crips. The Ludas have also been involved in hostilities with blood-affiliated gangs, including the Bounty Hunter Watts and even their longtime allies, the Mob Pirus. At number 2, we got the Carver Park Compton Crips.
Okay, alright. Okay, here we have it. The Corvus. We got the Corvus. Okay, and right there. Ladies on there.
The Eastside Carver Park Compton Crips, an African-American street gang, are based in the Willowbrook district of Los Angeles, California. Although they identify as Compton Crips, their actual location is in Willowbrook, Los Angeles County, just to the north of Compton itself. Their domain ranges from 117th Street in the north down to El Segundo in the south, and between Central Avenue in the west and Compton Avenue in the east. A small part of their territory does extend into Compton's municipal boundaries on the south side. Among their allies are fellow Crips factions like the Motor Park Compton Crips, the Grape Street Watts Crips, the Kelly Park Compton Crips, the Nutty Block Compton Crips, the Southside Compton Crips, and the Home Street Watts Crips. They find themselves in rivalry with other Crip groups, including the Pocket Hood Compton Crips, the PJ Watts Crips, and the Santana Block Compton Crips. Relations with the Compton Pirus are also tense, particularly with the factions such as the Westside Piru, the 135 Piru, the Campanella Park Pirus, and the Villagetown Pirus. Also the Bounty Hunters Watts Bloods. At number 1, we have the Westside Pirus.
What you say?
Formed in Compton, Compton, California, during the 1970s, the West Side Pyrus, also known as the West Side Brompton, is a prominent African-American street gang. This group played a vital role in establishing the Bloods Alliance in Compton in the early part of that decade. The West Side Pyrus were established by several black youths who was raised in one of the neighborhoods first to resist the increasing aggression of the Crips in the Compton area, particularly around Piru Street. This street is regarded as the heartland of the West Side Piru. The territory claimed by this gang in Compton is divided by Piru Street, ranging from 134th Street in the north to Rosecrans Avenue in the south and Central Avenue in the west to roughly Elva Avenue in the east. Unique among Compton Piru gangs, the West Side Piru maintains strong ties with blood sets and continues to wear red instead of the burgundy typically associated with the Piru factions. Enemies of the West Side Pyrus includes various Compton Crip factions, such as the Tragnew Park, the Carver Park, the Nutty Block, the Raymond Street Hustlers, and the Mona Park Compton Crips, as well as the Gardena Shotgun Crips. Hostility extends to all gangs aligned with the Mexican Mafia Serenos, like the Compton Vario 155, the Compton Vario 132, the Compton Vario Tortilla Fats, the Compton Vario Largo 36, the Compton Vario Locos 13, and the Compton Vario 70s. The West Side Pyrus are mostly cool with other Piru in most blood sets, with the notable exception of the Bounty Hunters Watch gang, with whom they've had historical conflicts. In Carson, there exists another West Side Piru faction, the Carson West Side Piru, predominantly composed of members of Samoan and Polynesian descent. Compton, California hosts a complex landscape of gang affiliations defined by intricate alliances and rivalries. The five major sets explored: West Side Pyrus, the East Side Carver Park Compton Crips, the East Side Luda Park Pyrus, the East Side Santana Block Compton Crips, and the South Side Compton Crips embody the unique identities and historical ties that shape the city's social fabric. These gangs, with their vast connections and disputes, symbolize a broader phenomenon of cultural loyalty, territorial control, and community influence. Their existence poses both a challenge and opportunity for policymakers and community leaders to understand and address the underlying issues driving gang violence. The streets of Compton represent a living history reflecting both resilience and struggle, and provide insights into the human condition and community dynamics. Recognizing and navigating this complex landscape is essential for fostering positive development and neutralizing violence within the community.